Good morning, everyone. Look what I just picked up from the coop. Look at the size of this egg. This is from, I'm sure that's one's from Omelet, and I know that one's from Nana Janet. So, yeah, what a big difference in the egg. And this is mostly yolk, like 2/3 of this is filled up with yolk. No yolk. So I'm gonna go wash them and put them away and make my coffee. And then do my to-do list, because I accomplished everything plus stuff from the following day on Sunday, but yesterday I allowed Polly to convince me to go take an adult nap. So yeah, I lost hours in the late afternoon. Well, it was really early evening. So yeah, and we just had cereal for dinner. So I'm gonna make the soup today, probably during lunch, I think. So I'm having kind of a odd day, bit of a funk spread over my, yeah, I really want it to be warmer. I want to be outside. I have a little bit of a headache. It's probably because I haven't had coffee in a couple of days. So I put out a quick call on Facebook to see if anybody can help me get out of my funk and post some silly jokes, and thank you so much. That was fabulous. Thank you for everyone who's come to my aid so far. Amelia and Rach and Cheryl, thank you. It's exactly what I needed. So I'm going to reread the jokes, then call my husband and tell him the jokes, hopefully lift him out of the stressful day he's having, which always helps. Like silly jokes, I don't know what it is, they just always help. So if you don't already follow me on Facebook, there's a link below. I've only gotten through a portion of my to-do list for today. I got some stuff done, not everything. There were a couple of things that were pressing and I had to take care of, excuse me, for work. And I think I need to make some tea and get a little bit of a snack because I don't want to have to start eating my own elbow. It's physically impossible. And, you know, that'll get me frustrated. I did have some of that green juice that I got the other day, and I did have 8 ounces of it because there are 4 portions in that bottle. I wanted to make sure not to drink the whole thing. And I think I found it way sweeter than I anticipated. So I don't know if I have to cut it down with some ice water or maybe some seltzer. I'm not really sure. It just almost cloyingly sweet. So I'll figure something out. So I think what I might do is either have a banana or an orange or maybe a handful of nuts. What business are you in? Salt? Nuts! What movie is that from? Oh, and feel free to post silly jokes below. As long as they're clean, no swearing, because I have a audience that's across the board in ages and we wouldn't want to offend anybody. So if you got a silly joke, post it, because I would love to. I love to laugh. So, you know, a joke is good. As far as I'm concerned, a joke is like a visit to the doctor. Oh, and there's more comments coming in, so I'm gonna go read them. So I'm about to get the soup started. Well, I've already roasted the butternut squash. I have the 32 ounce of chicken broth. I'm gonna add some of this onion jam from last week and salt and pepper to taste. Oh, and the potatoes that I roasted for the thickness. I'm definitely gonna have to add some water. So I'll show you what that looks like all put together. So what I have in the pot is 32 ounces of chicken broth, but for Meatless Monday you certainly could use vegetable broth or just plain water. My onion jam, roasted butternut squash, and probably 3 small red bliss potatoes, leftovers from our roasted red bliss potatoes the other night. I added a little salt and black pepper. I'm going to let it come up to a boil and simmer just for a little bit because everything inside is cooked, and then I will puree it. So what the potatoes are going to do, they're going to create the creamy mixture without actually having to add any cream. Once I puree it, I'm going to add in some small diced potatoes just for texture, and some parsley, and I'll taste it if it needs a little bit of red pepper flake or additional salt and black pepper. And that's going to be dinner. I'm also going to toast up some pumpkin seeds, pepitas, and we have pumpernickel croutons to add to the soup. So it'll have texture, it'll be hearty. It smells really good in here. When I was cutting the butternut squash, when I initially cut into it to where the seeds are, which I've already brought out the peelings and the seeds to the chickens, it smelled like fresh watermelon. It was so fresh. It was really, really good. So I might add a little bit of orange zest in here. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to taste the flavors, see if they're on, and then adjust them as needed. So that's it. And while this is simmering, I'm going to do dishes and put away dishes. And hopefully Polly will be home earlier than later and we can have dinner at a normal hour like the rest of the world does. Soup. I think I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley just for a little freshness, maybe some scallions before I serve it, and really just before I serve it because I don't want them to all wilt. So as you can see, I left it a little chunky, and I had a container of sour cream that literally had like a teaspoon left. So what I did is I dumped some soup in there, swished it around with a spoon and put it back so it just has a hint of creaminess without really having heavy cream in it or half and half, just a little of sour cream. So I did add some hot sauce, probably about a heaping tablespoon. We like it spicy, and if you don't, leave it for each individual to add into their plate. So again, these will be served with toasted pepitas, which I have right here, which I will toast in dry pan, and some pumpernickel croutons, which I made week before last, and they're fine in a Ziploc bag. So yeah, that's going to be dinner for us. I kind of want to have some now, but I will wait for Polly. He should be home probably within the hour. So I'm just gonna, oh, and the rest of the potatoes that I diced are on the same roasting pan that I made the butternut squash, and they went back into the oven just so they crisp up on the edges. I think it will be a nice textural difference between the very creamy pureed soup, which is something that Polly will enjoy. I have to admit I would enjoy that as well, although I could easily eat just this with some croutons or some crusty bread just fine. No problem. So I found out that Moses also loves butternut squash, raw or cooked, and even Chester wanted to try some of it. And Chester started eating oranges, and so has Mushka. I think it's a jealousy thing. The moment we give something to Moses and he enjoys it so much, they see it and they're like, what is that? Why is that so enjoyable? So Chester tried it and he likes it, but in very small increments. And even Mushka likes it. But she still prefers proteins like chicken or beef or pork or ham. She also likes mashed potatoes and sandwiches that have butter and cheese on them. So, strange little dog. So, that's soup. Easy peasy. It looks a little bit like split pea soup, doesn't it? Doesn't taste like split pea soup. It doesn't have, it's definitely has a sweet undertone because butternut squash when roasted develops some of that sweetness. That's why I think the pumpkin seeds will go nicely with it. So I think that might be it for me for today. Sorry it was short. Actually, I don't know if it's short or not because I haven't edited everything together. But that's it for me for today. Thank you for those of you who made me laugh on Facebook today. It really, really helped. I even called Polly and told him all the jokes. All that I could. The ones that were posted as videos, I'll have to show when he gets home. Sometimes you just need a little pick-me-up, and I so truly and genuinely appreciate the pick-me-up you guys gave me today. It goes a long way, so thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I really appreciate it. So I think that's going to be it for us, right, Mosey? Is that it for us? Oh, this darn printer should be going back this week. I have to wait for the label. Is that it, Mosey? Are we all done? Is that it for us for today, Mosey? Where's your little tail? Yeah, I guess I do talk to him like baby talk. Alright, so that's it for us. Don't forget to thumbs up. It's free for you and it helps me out. Now I'll see you all tomorrow, which happens to be hump day. Thanks for watching, everyone.